Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and Apple just released some new phones and I have them here, including their iPhone Air, which is the first of its kind. They're thin and light phone. I also have the iPhone 17 and 17 Pro here. Those unboxing videos will come soon, so make sure you subscribe so you're notified when those go live. Anyways, in this video, we are gonna focus on the Air. Really excited for that in-hand feel. I also have their brand new battery pack, so I'll throw that on the phone. And I also have Samsung's thin phone, their Edge, so I will put that side by side with the Air. So let's dive into it, take a quick look what comes in the box, and then of course get some hands-on with the first ever iPhone Air. Let's get started. As expected, the box of the Air is thinner than the other two models. Also, it coincides with whatever color model phone you got. So I did get the sky blue iPhone Air. And opening up the box, there it is. We are gonna set it to the side. I'm gonna try not to hold it for that in-hand feel, but here we go. Honestly, everything else that's in the box, you do get a braided USB Type-C to Type-C cable for charging, plus just a standard booklet, getting started guide, and that's it. So no sticker, that seemed to have gone away. All right, first time holding the iPhone Air. Oh man, this is crazy, actually. It honestly almost feels like it's a prop or something like, or just like an actual candy bar. Let's peel this off. Always satisfying, and a quick look at that. It's pretty subtle, actually. That blue is somewhat subtle overall. It looks really good. Just a single camera lens. We'll dive into that in just a second. I'm gonna boot this phone up for the first time, and while it boots up, let's take a closer look at this crazy hardware. Down at the bottom, you've got your microphones, USB Type-C port. Make note, there is no speaker down at the bottom of this phone. Moving along on the right side, you do have your camera control button right there. They still were able to fit that. You do have your power button as well. Make note, there is a little bit of a camera bump on that bar there. And then up towards the top, you can get a look at how much it actually protrudes out of the phone. Along the left side is where the action button is, and below that are your volume rockers, and that's just about it. Close look at that sky blue color with the Apple logo in the center, and there is our single camera lens. This is a 48 megapixel fusion camera system, so that main lens is 26 millimeters of distance, but you also get optical quality up to 2x zoom at 52 millimeters, and you can zoom digitally up to 10 times. Finally, I'd like to point out up at the top here is where your solo speaker is, so all sound output will come out of the top of the phone. Anyways, I'm gonna run through the setup process, talk about anything that's noteworthy, and still, it's really crazy how light this phone is, and it's really comfortable to hold with the rounded corners, and my finger sort of rests underneath that camera bar up at the top. Within that dynamic island is that front-facing camera, so we are gonna set up that Face ID, just position, let me make sure that's in frame. Okay, so we are in frame, move our head around, and that should be it. If you wanna use it with a mask, you can. You're just gonna need to scan your face once more, rotate it in a circle. There we go. Very easy. The haptics feel really nice, especially considering how thin this phone is. For the camera control button on the side, it asks you to activate if you want to light press to adjust the zoom, exposure, etc. So you can turn that off if you don't like it. Visual intelligence, just press and hold. iOS 26 brings their new liquid glass design that you'll see throughout the OS, and this video lets you know just some specific things and where to find the new features, like the camera app got revamped, etc. Continuing through, looks like we're all set up and ready to go. There we go, back on the home screen. You'll notice things are restoring from my backup. A quick close-up of that 6.5-inch display, which sets itself in between the base 17 and the Pro Max. This is also a 120 hertz display, which is enabled out of the box. I can just tell it's really smooth. If for whatever reason you'd like to bump the refresh rate down, go into accessibility, motion, scroll all the way down, and limit frame rate. So if I do that, I can already tell it's just bumped it down to 60 hertz as opposed to all the way up to 120. I will be transferring my phone number and testing out the battery life. So that is the one thing, because it's thinner, you can't have quite as large of a battery Apple did come out with a specific battery pack for just the iPhone Air that fits on it. It's taller, so it's really not going to fit on other devices because there's not as much space here. But if we do connect it, it will line right up. You'll notice a little icon shows up there. We are now charging, and I wanted to give you an idea of just how thin the phone still is. Obviously, the battery protrudes out more than the camera protrudes out, and it doesn't quite line up at the bottom. So the bottom of the phone still comes out just a slight amount, but still, it is really thin overall, so it doesn't add a crazy amount. It's a really nice accessory, to be completely honest. Even when I use the Pro Max, I still carry one of these when I travel, so these are really nice to have. Now, on top of that, let's put it next to Samsung's version of their Edge. So this is their thin phone as well, side by side. I believe the Edge is just a little bit thicker, a little bit more flat on the sides as well. And on the Samsung model, you do get an extra camera lens. So just a bit of a size difference overall, but both of them are still really crazy thin and light. If you're curious, I have to say the iPhone probably feels a little bit better in hand. It's a little bit more comfortable. It feels thinner overall, because that's kind of the point of these phones, is to get it as thin as possible. So overall, but still, don't get me wrong, the Edge still feels good, but I do have to give the nod to the Air. Also, just for fun here, side by side with the 16 Pro Max, just to give you, again, another thickness idea. Oh, look, it's connected to each other. But again, just really crazy how they fit so much into the Air in such a small chassis. Very quickly, jumping into that camera app, snapping some pictures, the shutter speed is very quick. You do get that A19 Pro chip inside, so I do expect efficiency to be great and power as well. Thermals, yeah, you're probably gonna throttle sooner than you would on the Pro or Pro Max, just because it doesn't have that vapor chamber cooling system. So keep that in mind. If you're playing prolonged gaming, you might see some frame drops, but that's to be expected with such a thin phone. Anyways, if you do want to switch modes, you can quickly swipe down at the bottom. In terms of video, you can shoot all the way up to 4K, 60 frames per second. And just as a quick test, let's do a test of the face unlock. Seems to be working really well. Tap and watch the padlock. Unlocks right away, as expected. But anyways, I'm gonna let this get all set up, do a lot of testing, so more to come, so be sure to subscribe. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up as well. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about the Air. If you're picking one up, maybe it's too thin for you, I don't know, but let me know what you think. As always, guys, thanks for watching.